Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Trey, and I just wanted to shoot a video on a few books that I've actually read in my life. Um, these books kind of help shape my perspective on what's going on in the world, how to take care of yourself, um, kind of just be all around a better individual. I was kind of in a different spot a few years ago, but now I feel like these books have helped me kind of put myself on a right path. Um, I mean, without further ado, here's three books that have changed my perspective on life. The first book is Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. The first book is Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. I'm sure everyone has either heard about this book in some capacity, but I didn't hear about this 4 years ago. I didn't hear about this book at all. I was literally just randomly walking Target one day and I saw a book on personal finance. It was in the personal finance section with a gold star on it that said bestseller, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, like not a big deal. And then I was like, you know what, let's get it. I've been talking about reading a book, and this about something. It was about money, so I figured why not? It's something I was interested in. But after reading it, I actually realized it was pretty good at giving a good beginner's advice on personal finance. A lot of beginning steps with how to get out of debt, dealing with money management, especially personal finance. For the most part, I would recommend this book wholeheartedly as a good beginning step for personal finance. Nothing that I learned in this book I've ever learned in any other courses or anything else. I can't like really describe it. What I learned in this book cannot be measured in in any sort of capacity. Like I learned steps from that book that have set me on a course today that have made my life easier, and that's essentially what I can say. It's a very good book to read. You can definitely see it all around. There's an audiobook of it somewhere on YouTube. I'll find a link and add it to the description. If not, then I'll just add it from Amazon as a book for people to get. I actually don't even have the book anymore. I would show you guys, but I don't have the book anymore. I actually loaned it out to somebody and I've never heard back from it. So I'm hoping that me loaning that book and they're going to loan it off to someone else will add a very good step. But it's a really good book on, it talks about like the debt snowball and how to get out of debt. So like if you mess, like $100,000 in debt, it breaks it down and like, hey, look, like you have to take a realistic look at, your income, has to take a realistic look at your expenses, where to cut down, how to put that money that you cut down towards that debt so you don't have to feel like that monthly payment anymore. It's an all around, like, I give it very much 2 thumbs up. Book number 2 is actually No Pity by Joseph Shapiro. It was actually a book that I didn't read upon first getting. It was assigned to me in school, I want to say my sophomore year. And, the book, it was literally a book that like you buy for a class, and like it was like suggested reading, so I bought it regardless. And I never ended up reading it, and I found it like 2 years later, and I have it, and I read it. I decided to read it. This is what the book looks like. No Pity by Joseph Shapiro. Really, really good read. It gives you a good insight on people with disabilities, the discrimination they faced years ago, well, probably still now, the workplace stigma. It just all around, I feel like it does a very good job of showing like other people's struggles, and what they, what people had to deal with, years ago, even probably now. That they talked about, for one, how like it was such a hard thing for, I think, the states to provide wheelchair accessibility. Like, there wasn't, like, the curbs, for example, there was no ramps on curbs for a while ago, and it goes into it, and there's letters in there from people that decide to send in their perspective on it. And I overall think it was a very good book to read and get a good insight on, that type of movement. That different types of people had to do, like, coming from an able-bodied person, I never had to deal with that, and it gives you a good perspective from someone else, what other people's struggles are, and I think that's really good to share with the world. Also, book number 3 that I would recommend reading is The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. I read this book, I want to say 2 years ago. It was actually at a job that I currently still work at, but not at the same position. I just worked as kind of a person who helped carry out goods, lumber, concrete, kind of just helped them carry out, load up into their vehicles. But based on what this book has shown me, basically, I wouldn't say how to achieve success, because that is definitely subjective to the individual. It just gives you like ways to, be a leader, kind of, believing in yourself and learning how to achieve what you actually want, like not to achieve things that like people give you, or the labels that people give you, like how to achieve the things that you want, like what you want to chase after. I've definitely use this book as inspiration. Like I'm gonna read off a few from the back, like believe, how to believe in yourself, believe that you will succeed rather than fail, how to think and dream more creatively, coming up with solutions that aren't very typical. Like people are just like, oh, like A plus B equals C. Well, maybe sometimes A plus B equals D. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It kind of gives a different perspective on things. Another aspect that it helped with me, at least, is learning to think positively. I used to have a really lot of negative thoughts about the world. I used to, concern myself, like Debbie Downer, for the most part. I would just, think of like why you shouldn't do that, why you couldn't do that, rather than how you can do something. And this book definitely gave me some insight on how to reveal how you can change that like aspect in your life, and go after what you want rather than just settling down for what is what you can have. It's all about dreaming big, and taking all of that and using it and moving forward. But I like the book a lot. That's why it's my number 3 of books that it changed my life and what I would recommend to people. All of these I'm either going to leave in the description below, either as an audio book or something that you guys can purchase directly. I'm not going to have any. I don't want any. I don't want any monetization from those. I literally just want people to either have the book if they need it, or know someone who needs it. Like those are 3 really good books that have helped me, and I'm sure that'll help other people as well. Also, if you like the video, give it a like. If you found this content very nice, or you enjoy my other content, go ahead and hit subscribe. Other than that, if you want to keep updated, I have a Discord that I'm actively trying to pursue and make a more communal place. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and